explain the new best CAITLYN build. But if it's TLDR for you guys with 0 attention span because you're on the fucking reels or shorts or whatever, it's basically this exact build, no deviation is allowed. Okay, so what do you mean by that? Is first we're gonna do a runes. Okay, I'll explain after. But first strike, cashback, triple tonic, jack of all trades, absolute focus, gathering storm, double AD, and then you take your health here. I mean, I guess you can go scaling health maybe, but not really. Okay, and then the build is literal IE first, non-negotiable. Into Zeo, non-negotiable. Into Boots, non-negotiable. Into LDR, you should be building this around 13, 14, 15 minutes, which is amazing. And then you go your Hex Optics, also non-negotiable. Finish your Zeo item, could be right before a PD, first time you can deviate. And then you go your BT and or QSS or your GA kind of stuff, okay? Now, it looks like it's quite literally the same build that we've been playing for like a million years. Oh, you're just going for a crit. Like, what the fuck? It's just the same thing. Okay, it's not. Okay, the reason why it's not is because there's a very specific reason and way we do this. Okay, it's not just build Hex Optics, i.e. LDR. It's not just build Hex Optics, PD, i.e. There are flaws with these other builds. Okay, there are very severe flaws with these other builds. Okay, let me start with Hex Optics, i.e. LDR. Hex Optics, i.e. LDR. Strongest AD possible. You get the most amount of AD possible, and it's very strong when you complete. It's the 3-item spike, right? What's the flaw? Okay, the issue is that you have no move speed. And no move speed on ADC means you cannot bait spells, you cannot dodge abilities, you cannot rotate fast enough to fights, you cannot run and clear and trade sides as fast as you could when the enemy team is playing on your like bot side, for example, and you can't counter because the fight is lost. You have to go top side, right? So you need move speed, right? Which is why a lot of crit style ADCs like Jinx, like Ashe, they're all Hex Optics PD. Right, because 10% move speed is too good to give up. The Zeo move speed, we don't buy Zeo for the attack speed, we buy Zeo for the move speed, right? So, let's also talk about other CAITLYN weaknesses. Let's say, okay, why don't we also go Hex Optics PD? Why, if Ashe can go Hex Optics PD and Jinx can go Hex Optics PD, why can't CAITLYN go Hex Optics PD? The problem with CAITLYN Hex Optics PD is that Hex Optics gives 55 AD. It seems pretty good, right? For 2800 gold, it is pretty good. But then you go PD. What's the issue? At level 9, level 10, level 11, level 12, level 13, you cannot clear the range creeps with 1 Q. You do not have enough AD. You're actually missing about 40 AD. Something like that, right? You're missing about 20, 30, 40 AD. If you don't even go these runes, you're going Lethal Temple. You're definitely not clearing the range creeps, okay? You're missing a certain amount of AD to clear the range creeps, which means you cannot wave clear fast. Let's say your whole team dies and you're trying to defend mid. You cannot just Q one-shot the wave. Right? Let's say you need to move. Let's say you need to contest mid as fast as possible, but your jungle is finishing his Krugs, and their jungle could be on mid. So by the time you show, you got 2 seconds to clear the wave or you're dead. You can't one shot the wave, right? It's very hard. Okay. So while that build is very safe, it fails to do the wave clear part of the CAITLYN. Like every CAITLYN build basically needs to wave clear level 9. Okay, with one shot the range creeps with your Q. Okay, and the other thing that Hex Optics PD doesn't do well is that if they face tank you, you can't surprise them with damage. Part of League being able to make plays is surprising people with damage. You got to surprise people. Like you hit them. Like how do you lose in lane? You get hit by a Blitzcrank you didn't see coming, right? That's surprise, right? How do you get one shot late game? You got one shot by an assassin. You didn't know it had that much damage. Like for example, I saw level 16 Gwen with 6 items just flash Q me one shot. I didn't see it coming, right? You got to surprise people with damage. Hex Optics PD has 0 surprise. Now, that brings us to IE first, okay? Now, why IE first? IE has somehow the exact amount of AD you need to clear the range creeps if you go these exact runes. It gives you 75 AD. If you take double adaptive and you start bow, you still have enough attack speed to push and last hit. You're just missing the 80 HP from Thorn's Blade now. And you have to take Absolute Focus Gathering Storm. If your Absolute Focus is turned off, you actually can't clear the range creeps with your Q. You need to take this fucking Jack of all trades, even though you won't get 10 stacks, because you need the 6 AD at 5 stacks. Okay? We are AD maxing here. Okay? And you go IE. Okay, you go IE first, right? And IE has that surprise burst damage if you headshot crit with a trap or a passive headshot. It will, in fact, do a crazy amount of surprise damage. Here, let me play a clip for you. I don't have it here for you on the stream, but in the VOD, in the editing, I'll put it in. I am doing a disturbing amount of damage for a mid-game CAITLYN, which is, by the way, CAITLYN's weakest point of the game is mid-game, because theoretically you have no damage, no all-in damage, no burst damage, nothing until level 13. But this build actually allows you to punish idiots who step on your traps or face tank you like disrespecting you as an ADC because you're playing ADC. Okay, this build allows you to actually play the game in a way that I have not felt in a very long time, since like Symbiotic Souls or something. Okay, okay, and then here's the crazy part. Okay, so you buy the Zeal, you have IE Zeal now, and you have your boots. Okay, you always go Vamp boots, by the way, because you're lacking lifesteal in this build because we can't take Bloodline and we just all we have is a bow. So and it's definitely not Berserkers. We don't care about attack speed, right? We're buying the Zeal for the move speed, not the attack speed. Okay, the attack speed is a fucking worthless stat, right? Like high key worthless, but not entirely fake, but like, you know, we don't really care about it that much. Okay, and then we go Zeal, okay, for your move speed. And then here's the crazy part. Part of what makes playing CAITLYN very difficult to reach 3 items is building this LDR item. This thing is probably top 2 best ADC item in the entire game because it does so much damage, especially when they have natural armor, right? They have 35% armor pen is amazing, right? The AD is kind of okay. Obviously, the crit need the crit, but it has this giant slayer passive on it, which you deal bonus damage to people based on their bonus health. And every bruiser and a lot of mages and every jungler, every top lane, they all build bonus. Every support is building bonus health. Okay, this is the most important item that you need to buy besides IE. Okay, these two are the most important items you need to buy. Now, the problem with this LDR item is that its components, for whatever reason, are complete and utter dog shit. Okay, I don't know how else to explain it, but when you're building this item, it's like you have nothing. You're like thin air. You just got nothing in your inventory. This Noon Quiver is like okay. This Last Whisper item, it seems like it should be really good with 18% armor pen. But if you told me it was bugged and it didn't actually do anything, I would actually believe you. Okay, this item only does something when you finish it. Now, half the reason why this build is so good, borderline broken, is because you are starting this LDR item at like the 13-minute mark. Here, let me see if I can show you guys a clip. I'm able to show you another clip in the editing where I show you guys basing and I finish my Zeal and I'm starting to work on my LDR at fucking 13 minutes in the game. It's amazing because at the 20-minute mark or less, you finish the LDR and you can now do damage to the closest guy. And this is 4 or 5 minutes faster than your normal game of CAITLYN. Because your other game of CAITLYN would be Hex Optics into IE, into LDR. God forbid you didn't get caught because you don't know move speed or anything like that. That costs like, what is the total cost of that? 3,600 plus 2,800 is 64, like 9,500 gold, right? Something like that. I don't know the math. Okay, I'll probably show on the screen or something. 9,500 gold to play the fucking game, and you need level 13 with this setup. Okay, Hex Optics IE LDR needs this specific amount of money. IE Zeal LDR is 1,600 gold faster. Because it's Zeal versus Hex Optics. It's the difference. Right? So somehow, we're actually spending too much money on this Hex Optics item. When in fact, the only thing we really need is IE, LDR, and Zeal. That is the bare minimum to do damage to the closest guy. And that is exactly what we're buying. But we thought we couldn't do it. We thought we couldn't buy this early because we didn't have enough AD to clear the range creeps. But now that we can take all these runes and this Jack of all trades and this absolute focus gathering storm and this double AD and take Doran's bow, we somehow have enough AD to clear the range creeps, even though we're going IE Zeal. Okay? And then once you have this IE Zeal, we don't actually finish the Zeal item, by the way, because the finished PD or the finished rapid fire is not of value to justify delaying this LDR item. This LDR item needs to come out. You need to poop this shit out as fast as possible, okay? So the Zeal is the bare minimum move speed to walk around for your survivability. Okay, don't finish PD. Don't finish rapid fire. It's not worth. Okay, I promise you guys. I've tried it. In fact, I have a game, almost a perfect game, where I felt like I couldn't do anything. And part of the reason is because after IE, I went Zeal and I finished my PD. And on IE PD, I was walking around, couldn't do jack shit. Where if I did IE Zeal into LDR, I could do things a lot faster, right? You can see that I was late to my LDR by at least 2-3 minutes. Okay, where maybe I could have done something if they frontline steps on a trap, right? But if frontline steps on a trap, when I have like IEPD and 2 fucking LDR components, it doesn't do anything. Okay, this item only exists when you finish it. Okay, so that's the beauty of this build. IE, Zeal, LDR, we can start playing the game, and you can start playing the game at 20 minutes or earlier. It's amazing. Okay, and after that, you round it out. You actually finally buy the the optics item because this item is actually OP. But you do eventually need this, right? And then we finish the Zeal item because you don't want to sit on 90% crit. You actually want 100% crit. There's some math where like the last 10% of crit is way more important than the first 10%. You can go look it up if you don't believe me. I'm pretty sure any AI chatbot will tell you how it works about crit scaling and whatever. And then finally we can work on our Bloodthirster GA QSS ideas. But if you want to try and skip the Zeal item and just sit on Zeal, you can try it out. Let me know how it goes. I could believe skipping the last 10% of crit could be good, but I'm an old man. I've been punished by having 90% crit many plays in a row, or not in a row, but over the past 16 years, I have in fact had a play that was 95% chance to work on flash headshot crit, and it didn't crit. So I'm just gonna finish this item. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this Zeal item. But yeah, this is the build. Okay, and obviously seeing is believing. You don't want to just like believe what I don't. Never just believe what someone tells you as like truth or gospel. I want to show you many examples of games today. Literally just the last 5-10 games I played today where the build is fucking going crazy. Okay, I promise you, this is the new CAITLYN build. It is so good. Okay, it is so unbelievably good. I promise you. But yeah, you do kind of need to run this exact setup. I don't know how you can run this setup by going Lethal Tempo or Halo Blades, because if you go either of those and you take Absolute Focus Gathering Storm, you're missing the Jack of all trades AD. You don't have enough AD to wave clear at level 9. I'm pretty sure that you will lose some breakpoints in clearing the wave. And yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. So I think this is quite literally the only setup that can do it. If I'm wrong, you guys can let me know. But remember, we got a plan for being a little bit behind. So you imagine that you're like IE Zeo and you don't have no long swords. You're like 0-2 maybe. That's kind of like what you got to plan for. Okay. So we're not recommending the Tempo or Halo Blades. I would only recommend this setup. Plus, this setup helps you get to your items as fast as possible, which we all know getting to this LDR as fast as possible is the most important thing after your IE Zeo. So yeah, give this build a spin. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'll even have some gameplay added on top of this to show you guys. I'll probably have like a quick edited game to show you guys, but hopefully you should have seen enough examples from the editing to understand how this works. But yeah, this makes CAITLYN literally fun again, so you can expect a lot more CAITLYN content. Anyways, let's hope this doesn't get nerfed, guys, because this shit is kind of OP, and I might test this on other ADCs too. But yeah, thank you YouTube for watching and listening. Let me know how your guys' games go. Before I end this video, I need to give a shout out to my wonderful patrons on Patreon: Sonia C, Wise Win, Austin D, Leighton B, Midget Cake, and everyone else at Patreon. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you guys like educational content like this is how I kind of see how the educational content is doing. And if you guys want to support more stuff like this, Patreon is the way to go. Okay. Of course, as always, thank you for watching. See you guys next time.